to your opinion?
Um, well, it's a mixture of things. I think there, are some museums that I've seen that, are, I mean, in Moscow, of course, the Tretchikov, which is rethinking, I think, how they're installing their works of art. The Hermitage certainly is, has the classical feel that one expects of a museum that represents a certain moment in time. It's a picture gallery, and in some ways it's quite similar to aspects of some American museums, like the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And of course, the anatomical Kunstkamera is, there aren't that many like that in the United States. There is a great collection in Philadelphia that has the kind of, specimens and fantastic kinds of anatomical things. But what's so great, of course, is here you have these amazing historical museums. And so their display techniques speak much more to a different time. Of course, in Moscow, the Garage, which is not a museum, is got a much more, contemporary kind of presentation, but it doesn't have a collection. So it's coming from a different, sort of place. The thing that strikes me that's quite different in some ways, and maybe it seems small, but it's the sort of signage, the wayfinding, how to get through the building. And then, of course, when you move to contemporary art, the contemporary work that was on display, Dina and J. Chapman, there was this fantastic head. I was thinking of how many of the objects that were included in the exhibition all took the body as a reference. So the idea for the students to be able to see that, this depiction of the human anatomy, with the refinement is certainly fantastic, wonderful skill, but to think that's where the expression stops, as opposed to actually being where it begins, is what I thought was so interesting in looking at this intervention within this very, very traditional academy, to see things that my hope is that it makes people really think differently. One would hope that some of the students would look at it and really be curious, because I think fundamental to art making or living in general is some level of curiosity. So if you're just repeating things, you learn a skill, but then it seems so fundamental to also be asking questions about your own and he situated some works within the context of one of the more historical galleries. I think it happens, it happens more often in, I think, some of the institutions that have strong contemporary departments, within those more encyclopedic museums. And so there's more of an openness to that. And certainly the Met has done it. They actually had, I think it was Thomas Struve video at one point in the main lobby of the Met. But I think it's the first time they had ever done anything like that. And so, a lot of those more encyclopedic museums are very interested in that because they want to draw a younger public. And there's a great, belief that there's an interest, and patrons too, people who are willing to support the institution in that way. I mean, I know myself, I worked many years ago in a little museum out in Long Island that was built in 1897, the Parish Art Museum. And when it was built, it was really conceived as on the model of a little mini metropolitan museum. So the founder, Samuel Parrish, he made his own sort of Kunstkammer. He brought in plaster casts of, great classical sculpture. He had busts made of the Caesars that were from the whole of Augustus. He bought Venetian panel paintings, and he had copies made from friezes of the Parthenon. But it was also So already there, the relationship to history is so new that we don't have that kind of distance. And I think it's interesting now in the age of the digital, where you have things more flat, where actually it's all it seems all the same. You can have access to so much material that I often wonder what a younger generation, let's say, what their perspective on history is going to be. Because it's almost a kind of ahistorical, climate, which is, has its own problems to it. But I think there are institutions in the U.S. that is the MFA in Boston, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. They've done things along those lines. The FOB, to a certain extent. Definitely the Art Institute. They've been doing that for quite some time. And of course, I saw a lot of it in the UK. Years ago, I went to the National Gallery in London. They did an Artist Choice series. And that was a little different work, but I remember distinctly a project that Bridget Ryland was invited, and she installed this whole gallery of work by Nicholas Poussin. And it made me see Poussin's work in a completely different way, through the eyes of Bridget Ryland. And I still remember that, and that's, at least, I hate to say it, but probably about 20 years ago.
Now, Aaron Charles is doing right that thing, the young founder of all this theater.
Yeah, well, I saw actually in a couple of the galleries. It was interesting. I was in the gallery of the Greek and Roman antiquities, and of course, to